This was one of the worst train experiences in my life, as you will see everything I ate in first class on the superfast express train from Chennai to Bangalore, but the superfast train was late just by 1 hour 45 minutes. Once on board, I went to my private cabin where the guard was looking comfortable and the cabin was just dirty. After getting it cleaned, I settled down, and as I was about to get started on these eggs, this dude turned up asking for lunch orders. Hoping to get a meal, I continued to break my intermittent fast with boiled eggs. So yum, can eat them all day, every day. First class is quite roomy with a small staircase, multiple charging ports, reading lights, etc. It's a nice place to be at. I got some work done, mountains and stations went by, and then hunger struck. It was way past lunchtime and the dude never came with the food, so at the next station, I got myself some dosa, vada and sambar. The vada was okay, the dosa was cold, kinda so-so, but the sambar wasn't too bad. It started to get chilly, so I wrapped myself and got me a lemon masala chai. It was meh, so opted for a regular chai, which was alright. And reached Bangalore 1 hour late, but subscribe for RCB vs Punjab. In this video,
Do not snatch my phone.
you will see one of my worst flight experiences as I traveled from Mumbai to Delhi on Air India Express. But first, during check-in, I got held up for a payment issue and after multiple attempts was finally allowed to board. My co-passenger, or let's say this educated fool, continued talking on the phone while we were taking off.
There's a way to talk. Do not snatch my phone. You're supposed to cut your phone, put it on airplane mode when the vehicle is on the runway. If you can't do that, it is now.
I think you're blind.
I left the educated fool behind and sat elsewhere where I was served my food. The omelette smelled a bit sus and tasted nothing like last time, and the harabara kebab that came with it was so dry that I actually spat it out, just like my friend spat her ex out. Then it was time for my favorite mutton biryani, and guess what? I was disappointed again.
They've changed the recipe.
Finally, I felt they should call it choco cake and not banana choco cake. The crew, however, were really sweet. They gave me some of their own green tea, but they misplaced my bag and made me wait 30 minutes when we landed. Here I am eating my last meal for the next 5 days, after which I weighed in at 79 kilos. Day 1 got by easily. I slept, got work done and worked out.
Try and hold that squeeze as long as possible.
On day 2, my energy levels took a nosedive and my head, I think, joined a rock band. But don't worry, I knew exactly what to do. I took my electrolytes and these super salts immediately perked me up enough to power through a workout. By day 3 and 4, my body was highly in ketosis, becoming a fat-burning machine and also in autophagy. It was eating its damaged cells to recycle them for other vital cell functions, helping me de-stress, de-age, among other things. But another problem emerged. My parents were home and cooking. It was a mental battle not to give in, and keeping busy was the key. So I worked out, watched movies, attended my friend's birthday, all while drinking just water, and made it to the last day. But you won't believe this. I pooped on day 5. The human body is a mysterious thing. Anyway, after a quick market visit, I cooked and broke my fast with this bone broth, and this was my final weight. This is everything I ate in a day in Bangalore, but with just 100 rupees. First up, I got super stuck in traffic, and even after running to Taza Tindi in Jayanagar, I was too late. Right across the street at Vivid Swad, these steaming hot idlis created a leakage in my mouth. For 30 rupees, I got this beautiful looking plate. The idli,
It is so soft, and the sambar is actually kind of spicy. Love it.
just when I was thinking I won't eat anything free today, I was served some bisibalabat. It was,
Oh wow.
then I got a free bowl of pongal, which was also,
Oh wow.
later as I was negotiating for some tea,
कम से कम 10 रुपए का आएगा.
but this random uncle said,
कितने देना ऑफ कर लेते हैं?
Wow. Thank you.
so I sipped on a yum quarter cup of tea for 6 rupees. For lunch, the meal at Indira Canteen looked too sus, so I got some at Asha Tiffins. The 20 rupee khara bath is super value for money and was yum. Finally, for dinner, negotiated half a portion of egg noodles for 40 rupees at this cart.
Typical hawker style.
At last, I was left with a whopping 4 rupees, which actually bought me a healthy dessert, and I called it a night. I ate just 1 meal a day for 10 days, and this is what happened. But first, I need to tell you that after gaining close to 10 kilos in 9 months, I was feeling like crap at 80.25 kilos. Keen on doing something about it, I started washing vessels. Who knew chores could kickstart a health journey? Now, unlike for my disastrous school exams, I prepped for this diet because I didn't want to fail. I began with shopping, cooking, and eating every day only between 12 and 2 p.m. Meal 1 comprised a lot of chicken soup, eggs, baked veggies, and fruit. For me, the key is high protein, fiber, fat, and low carb meals. I kept this up, changing my protein sources to fish, grilled chicken, and prawns. One fun part about OMAD is the surplus time. Apart from being able to focus on work better, I went for movies and brought in the new year with the family where they were chugging but I stuck to water and some dancing. Around day 7, my cravings went on strike, so I ate some biryani. Surprisingly, that enabled me to complete the 10 days of OMAD, helping me lose 2 kilos and 1% of fat. Here are the 2 meals I was served in chair car on India's fastest train, the Vande Bharat Express from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. Once on board, I noticed every seat had a bottle of water, and unlike the Shatabdis, this train had seats for its staff. We left Mumbai Central, and in a short while it was time for high tea. I kept the laddu aside but ketchup the kachori and dug in. Crunchy, warm and flavorful, deserved a thumbs up, just like my friend's new wife. The masala chai is my favorite, but I saw 2 other options at the pantry and got the elaichi chai instead. I enjoyed its subtle flavor, mazedar as usual. They offered to clean the table, no way I was saying no to that. After enjoying a little music, I got some gorgeous sunset views. Later reached dirty looking Surat. Now why is that important? Because that's where dinner comes on board. It was the usual thali served in a new compact container. The roti was a little dry, but when paired with the aloo gobi, tasted pretty damn good. Then the dal had boiled peanuts, which was yum, but it's kind of sweet. Finally, it was time for kitchen curry rice.
Feels like a curry straight out of home. They've nailed it again.
It was a smooth ride, but reached Ahmedabad 20 minutes late, but subscribe for GT vs DC. Welcome to Hyderabad, you guys. Here is everything I ate in a day with a whopping 100 rupees, and first, brother and I took off looking for breakfast.
40 rupees.
Then we found breakfast on a bike and I got
Frigging 6 idlis.
served with a tomato and spicy coconut chutney.
I can't believe that this is about 20 rupees and tastes so good.
Brother agreed. After dropping him to his bus, I took permission at a Starbucks to sit without ordering and conducted a YouTube live. 2 of my lovely subscribers asked me where I was and actually joined me. One of them came along for lunch to Aksa for some veg biryani. We got a hot bowl and a place to sit and eat. The biryani, however, was
Giving me tamarind rice flavor.
but for
30 rupees, what else do you want?
After spending 1 rupee for this pan toffee, I went home and got some sleep. Later for a snack, I bought some corn puffs for 5 rupees.
Crunchy and yum.
For dinner, I went to Ade's for comforting fulka and dal. And finally ate the Orange Max bar and failed to win this challenge by 2 rupees. I again asked for 2 meals. If you have an extra veg breakfast, can I try that as well? Not on Vistara, but on Air India's brand new A350 on my early morning flight from Bangalore to Delhi. But first, as always, time for some calm at Bangalore's Terminal 2. The terminal was filled with Air India Vistara and Air India Express, a full house for the Tatas. Once on board and settled in, it was pushback time.
Cabin में हवा का दबाव कम होने पर
The views while taxiing and taking off were simply beautiful, and it was finally time for breakfast. If you have an extra veg breakfast, can I try that as well?
Thank you so much.
I was handed the extra veg meal immediately but got started on the bun, and it actually beat Vistara's. I made an egg frittata burger which was excellent.
Breakfast with a view.
The veg breakfast of Pongal, Vada Sambar were pretty much on point except for the weird tasting coconut chutney, but my favorite tea more than made up for it. After that low calorie meal, I shamelessly stretched my legs and fell asleep to wake up in a warm Delhi. Here is everything I ate using IRCTC's e-catering portal in the 170 rupee non-AC train from Bangalore to Chennai. However, the Brindavan Express was already delayed by 30 minutes in Bangalore, and once on board, I met all my co-passengers. Some had tickets, some didn't, and some, well. We went past a few stations, some rocky mountains, and then I started to sweat. Was cramped for space. I don't think I've even been stuck to my girlfriends like I did with this uncle. Tired of all this, I went to the air-conditioned pantry and bought this 30 rupee badam milk. It was cold and
Quite creamy, quite yum actually.
back in the heat, it was vendors galore. They keep coming at you non-stop, but I didn't give in until I reached Ambur, where the mutton biryani combo that I had ordered the previous night was waiting right outside my compartment. The food was barely warm as the train was 1 hour late, but the chicken lollipop was yum. The mutton biryani was excellent, and when mixed with the brinjal and boiled egg, the best food I've eaten on a train. I finished the extra sweet makkan peda dessert and somehow reached Chennai just 15 minutes late. I shamelessly asked for 2 meals.
If at all, if you have one extra towards the end, the veg one, can I try that as well?
On my Air Vistara flight from the beachy Trivandrum to the concrete jungle Mumbai, but first, having reached the Trivandrum airport early, the healthy snacks on offer surprised me. So after trying none of them, I boarded yet another Vistara flight and was given the best of seats of economy class, the emergency seats. After taxiing and taking off, the outside views got prettier, the bathroom was spick and span, and it was lunchtime.
Can I have the chicken meal? Sure. And if at all, if you have one extra towards the end, the veg one, can I try that as well? Thank you.
And they give the veg meal immediately. I didn't know this was a possibility. Vistara actually screwed up its bun but made a comeback with their aloo pala.
I can taste the palak. It's so good.
The Malwani chicken was...
Masalidar and kitcheny.
Then I tried the veg meal.
The lentils are so well cooked. This is really good dal makhani.
And the vegetables were equally banging. At last, the dessert made me go, "Oh, wow," before landing in Mumbai.